Welcome back, folks, for another fun reloading video. Today's video won't actually have any reloading. Instead, we're going to have a range report. We've recently been working on some new 38 special loads, and today we're going to take a look at our results. The first load we had been working on was 2.5 grains of clays with our 148 grain wad cutter. Our second test load of the day was a healthy dose of long shot with a 150 grain Keith bullet. And of course, I brought along my favorite pet load here, which is 4.1 grains of 700X with the Lee 358 125. I had brought two different guns to work with. I had a Smith & Wesson with a 6-inch barrel, and then my Ruger LCR, which I believe is a 2-inch barrel. We were shooting these loads at 7 to 8 yards, and our weather conditions were 40 degrees and crappy. It was also early, and I think I had a little too much coffee with an empty stomach, so all the excuses, we got them. So here's our beautiful target we have. On the left side, we've got our Smith & Wesson, and on the right is the Ruger LCR. So I'm trying to come up with a way to describe how the bullets shoot compared to each other. But as I look at the target, the groups are almost the exact same for each bullet for each different gun. So what I mean here is that about all of my groups with the Smith & Wesson are roughly, 2 inches, 2 1/4. Here's our 700X load. And here's our wad cutter load at just over 2 inches, give or take a little bit. And here's our Keith bullet. I only did a 5-shot group with this one, but it's also just at 2 1/4 inches. And if we take that low flyer out of there, that's probably the group of the day right there. So, okay, all those were roughly, 2.5 inches, somewhere in there. And then here's the LCR. This one's roughly 3 inches, but I threw one over here off screen just as far as that one went that way. I had one up here in the other direction. So that's at least a 3-inch right there. Here's the wad cutter out of the 2-inch barrel. We can see some pretty clear keyholing there. And again, just at 3 inches. And then finally our Keith bullet, again, 3 inches down here. And there's actually 2 right here, so there's all 5 shots. Again, 3 inches at 8 yards with the Ruger. So here we've got just kind of an overall look, and you can sort of see a group there, and we can see that I was trying to stick these together, but I kept overcorrecting. And then down here, I was able to put 4 here, stretched one out a bit, and then these are all, as big as my freaking hand. Aside from this one guy here doing some keyholing, everything felt great. The recoil was awesome. Even though these might have been near plus P here with the Keith bullet, they still felt great. There's no pressure signs on my brass. Speaking of our brass, we'll take a quick look at the primers, but there's just about nothing here to see. On the far left, we have our 700X loads, nice and round, no excessive pressure, nice soft shooting load. Speaking of nice and soft shooting, here was our 2.5 grains of clays. Absolutely no pressure at all, very light recoil, and this really shows your technique and your follow through, and I gotta load some more of these and work on all that fun stuff. Finally, on the far right side, we have our long shot brass here, and we still have a nice rounded primer. The recoil was certainly more stout and noticeable. It might have been a little louder, but it still felt great, and we weren't seeing any pressure signs with any of our mixed head stamps here. So there we have it. There's our quick range report with our 38 special loads we've been working on. As far as the clays and our keyholing here, is this a velocity issue? Do I need to maybe kick it up a couple tenths of a grain and see if we can get it to stabilize? Or should I try a different powder entirely? During the loading video for our wad cutter, a couple of you had suggested seating it at the first lube groove hanging out there, so I'm going to also give that a try. If we think that could be the issue, let me know as well. If If you guys have any tips on technique or anything like that that I could certainly work on, feel free to let me know. Drop some links in the comments down there. All of your help and input is always appreciated. And so if you've made it this far through the video, thanks for hanging out, guys. I super appreciate it. And make sure to stay tuned for more. We've got tons of stuff on the way. We will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.